What's going on, YouTube? Reezonoticz coming back at you yet again. I'm doing a quick video on the way to work right now, and it's basically it's in honor of us getting closer and closer to the re-releasing, or the remake, if you will, of Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, the HD remake that everybody's dying for. And in honor of that, I want to just go over the last two Zelda games that have come out, the last two major Zelda titles that have come out in the last couple years for Nintendo platforms. And that would be Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess and The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. First of all, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess was easily one of the top 3 or 4 Zelda games ever made out of all the Zelda titles that have come out on handhelds, on consoles, just across the board. Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess was just an epic adventure. Huge, upwards of 50 hours or more of gameplay, and that's and even more if you want to be one of those dudes that are a completionist, where you just get everything, every side quest, every item, everything. You're talking easily in the 70-hour range. It was just epic in size and in overall scope. Hyrule had never been that big and that expansive ever. Now, this title came out on the GameCube as well as on the Nintendo Wii. And if you have the GameCube version, well, more power to you. I'm sure it's awesome. But I prefer the Wii version, just because with the motion controls, it just completely gave the controls a whole new dimension, a whole new immersiveness. Man, when you can swing Link's sword by swinging the Wii remote as if you were really swinging a sword, and it feels good, it's satisfying. It makes the sword play that much more enjoyable as opposed to just mashing a button, which is what you had done for all the years before that. Using the nunchuck as a shield, I thought that was awesome, because it really felt like I was holding a shield and a sword. Wii remote in my right hand, and the nunchuck in my left, and if you wanted to do like a shield block, or use the shield to like push an enemy, you would do just that with the nunchuck, and it felt like you were really, there, you were really doing it. Man, what else? Using the Wii remote to aim your slingshot, your bow and arrows, your hook shot, all that felt intuitive, perfectly done. And it was just a joy every time you did it. Every time you had to use one of those weapons or one of those gadgets, it really felt, like you were really aiming something, instead of just, moving some joysticks to try to get the cursor to go where you want it to. Man, and then the horseback combat when you're riding on Epona and you're swinging your sword and knocking, those enemies that chase you. They're on these giant warthogs or these giant pigs, and they're chasing you through Hyrule Field, and you're knocking them off their horse with your sword as you're riding. I mean, it gave a whole new dimension to Zelda that had never been there before. I mean, we got teased with it in Ocarina of Time. Riding Epona through the field. I always thought, man, this is awesome. But imagine if there could be some kind of combat going on from horseback, which really wasn't present in Ocarina of Time. So we got that now in Twilight Princess. Also, the dynamic of when you turn into the wolf and you're in the Twilight Realm, seeing all the inhabitants of Hyrule as nothing but spirits, nothing but ghosts, former shells of themselves. You get to see what the Twilight was doing to Hyrule in general, and how it was taking over. And when you would be in that realm, you would be in the form of a wolf, and there was a whole new gameplay mechanic that came with that. You didn't have a sword and a shield anymore. You couldn't use any of your gadgets. You had to rely on your canine senses, which was a whole new twist on the gameplay that was never there before. I thought it was amazing. Just the size of the worlds, the graphical art style is to this day my favorite in the entire Zelda universe. Of all the Zelda games that have ever come out, Twilight Princess to me had the best art style. I was somewhat disappointed they didn't go back to it for Skyward Sword, which I'll get into in a minute. But it's still it was amazing, and I can't wait to see the new Zelda, original Zelda Wii U project that they're working on. I know they're gonna go in the art style of the tech demo that we saw at E3, and that's just gonna be phenomenal, man. Nothing can mess with Zelda, man. Zelda is immortal in the gaming world. So that's that, man. Twilight Princess was just an epic adventure. Great controls, great story as always. The gameplay kept you immersed from beginning to end. The expansiveness of the worlds, it just was a modern day masterpiece that will go down in time as just that. We could be, if God allows us to be around that long, we could be around 100 years later from now, and we will always remember this game as far as video game history. Next is Skyward Sword, the Wii original Zelda title that came out November of, I'm gonna say 2011, I believe it was. I'm not really sure. because I'm driving again. I don't have the information in front of me. But man, Skyward Sword was just amazingly incredible title to play. I mean, I remember I got the first copy at my local Walmart as soon as it went on sale. It went on sale 12 midnight on the release day. We were there waiting. There was a bunch of people waiting. I happened to be the first one in line, so I thought that was pretty cool. Man, Skyward Sword, let me tell you something. That is the crowning achievement of motion-controlled video games. That is what everybody envisioned the Wii to be from launch day. It was perfect one-to-one motion. Just no bugging out on the controls, no inaccuracies. Everything's fluid, perfect, smooth, one-to-one. Whatever you did with the Wii remote was being replicated on screen virtually at the exact same time, which is just amazing in itself. And Skyward Sword actually in the timeline is the first game ever, so that was pretty cool. But let me just talk about the game itself, man. The art style was phenomenal. Like I said, I was kind of disappointed they didn't go back to how they did Twilight Princess as far as the look of the game. But I must say that the art style is a beautiful and impressive art style in its own right for this game. I remember when they first released it, I, among many people, went crazy, jumped the gun, and wanted to frigging storm Nintendo's headquarters and beat the crap out of whoever decided to, you know, not use the Twilight Princess art style. Because we would see screenshots. And screenshots don't do it justice. But when I played it for the first time, it was the perfect marriage. I know a lot of people say this, but it's the truth. It was the perfect marriage of the Wind Waker's cel-shaded art style with Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, grimy, more mature, more realistic art style. It's a perfect marriage of the two, and it's just beautiful to look at. The worlds are vibrant, colorful, alive, very big, very expansive. Just beautiful to traverse, whether you're in the forests, the deserts, the volcanoes. I mean, everything is just amazingly done, and it has a very unique style that lends itself perfectly to the Zelda universe. That being said, the controls, like I said, are just amazing. You never played a game that controlled so well, that was designed so well for the system it was made on. I mean, it took full advantage of the Wii and the Wii Motion Plus. It took full advantage of the way that you know, the pointer. They changed a lot of things from the Zelda franchise. You no longer went to some screen, off screen, like a pause screen to equip their unequipped items. It was done on the fly while you were playing, with a pop-up menu that would come up, and you would select it with the Wii remote what you wanted as you went on. It brought back potions, man. You remember potions from the old school Zelda games on NES and all that, where you were, you had low health. And you had these little, I remember even the Zelda cartoon back in the day had, Link had potions, little glass bottles full with like a red juice that he would drink, and boom, be back. They brought that back. There was many different potions, revitalize your hearts, revitalize your shield's strength, which I thought was cool. Your shield can break. They introduced a stamina meter where Link can't just run around crazy all the time. He's got stamina. If he's all out sprinting, he's going to run out of stamina soon. But bro, the beautiful look, the incredible controls, a brand new enemy that wasn't Ganon, that we never knew before, an incredible narrative, an amazingly compelling story. One of the most cinematic Zelda adventures ever. A lot of cutscenes, and the cutscenes are beautifully done with in-game graphics, so you never feel detracted from the action. Just an incredible dynamic between Link and Zelda. There's really a connection there that you can see is a little bit more than friends. There's a little bit of romance there. But I'm not going to give away anything for those of you who have been living under a rock and haven't played it. You need to get out there and play it. But just, it's an incredible game, man. The lands that you traverse, the flying on the Loftwing on your bird, from Skyloft to the Surface World. It has that Zelda charm. It's been called by many the greatest game of all time, even better than Ocarina of Time. And I will have to tell you this. I know a lot of people think that's blasphemy. Ocarina of Time can't be topped. I will tell you this. Skyward Sword definitely makes its case for the game that's going to overcome Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It definitely makes its case for quite possibly the best Zelda game ever made. I know I'm running out of time, and I haven't even scratched the surface of all I have to say about it, but this was just a little video for you guys in honor of the fastly approaching Wind Waker HD, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword, my thoughts on those beautiful masterpieces, man. God bless y'all. Stay gaming. I hope to see you soon. If you guys like these videos, man, please comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to hear. God bless y'all. Stay gaming.